Choosing a cloud provider is kind of like picking a cell phone carrier. You get locked in, switching is a headache, and you're stuck hoping they just won't raise the prices or have an outage at the worst possible time. But that's where multi-cloud comes in. Instead of betting everything on one provider, you spread out your workloads, you reduce your risk, and you gain some flexibility. Today, I'm going to break down how to build a scalable multi-cloud strategy that keeps your applications running smoothly, saves money, and future-proofs your infrastructure. Let's get into it. Alright, a lot of businesses start with a single cloud provider and think, well, this is fine. But here's the reality. Relying on just one provider is putting all of your eggs in one basket, and we've seen it all before. AWS goes down, and half the internet follows. A multi-cloud solution gives you redundancy, flexibility, and cost control. You can distribute workloads across multiple providers, and that helps you avoid vendor lock-in, and lets you take advantage of the best tools from each platform. So if one cloud stumbles, your business doesn't go with it. So how do you actually plan a multi-cloud architecture? Well, your planning can be addressed in 2 easy steps. Step 1, define your objectives. What problem are you solving for? What are you aiming for? Disaster recovery, global performance, regulatory compliance. A financial company might prioritize security, while there's an e-commerce platform that might care more about handling high-traffic sales events. Step 2, assess your current infrastructure. What do you already have in place? What workload should go where? Maybe your machine learning workloads fit best in a Google Cloud, but then your core databases run smoother on AWS. The key is to planning each provider's strength while ensuring that they all work together seamlessly. So, the big question, how do you choose a cloud provider? This is critical because not all cloud providers are built the same. Each one has its strengths and weaknesses, and it's your job as a solutions architect or IT manager to pick the right mix for your needs. First, let's look at AWS. AWS leads in scalability and enterprise services. They are great for compute-heavy workloads and also having that global reach. Next, Azure. Azure is a top choice for businesses that are already invested in Microsoft tools. If you use Active Directory or Office 365, then that is fantastic for Azure. But there are also options in AWS for these. But that first-party support with Azure, that is bread and butter. And then Google Cloud. Google Cloud excels in data analytics and machine learning. If AI is a big part of your strategy, then Google Cloud may be your go-to. And don't forget about all the niche providers out there. Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud, even Alibaba Cloud. They all offer specialized services that might be a perfect fit depending on your industry. But don't get me wrong, the goal isn't to use everything, it's to use the right tools for the right job. So now that you've decided on some of your cloud providers, it's time to design an architecture that will actually work across multiple platforms. And there are 3 main things that you want to focus on. The first one, networking. Your clouds need to talk to each other. They need to talk securely and efficiently. Tools like VPNs, Direct Connect, and inter-cloud networking solutions like a Google's Anthos or an Azure Arc can help make that networking seamless. The second thing is security. A multi-cloud setup introduces more complexity, so security policies need to be consistent across all clouds. IAM, encryption, and zero trust principles are going to be your best friends here. Then, finally, data management. Where does your data live? Do you need to replicate it across providers for high availability, or do you use a hybrid approach with on-prem storage? Planning this from the start will save you a ton of headaches later, trust me. Now, let's jump into some more fun things. Let's talk about deployments and automation. Let's start with some automation. Automation is key to managing a multi-cloud environment without losing your mind. Infrastructure as code tools like Terraform let you define your cloud infrastructure in one place and then deploy it consistently across multiple platforms. Containers and Kubernetes also play a huge role. Kubernetes gives you portability, so you can run your applications whether it's AWS, Azure, or on-prem. This is why major companies are standardizing on Kubernetes. It breaks the dependency on one of any cloud provider. And then there's serverless. Services like AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, and Google Cloud Functions let you run code without managing servers at all. For some workloads, this can be a game changer, especially for efficiency and cost savings. Next, let's go ahead and touch on some cost and performance. Managing costs in a multi-cloud environment is incredibly tricky, but it is 100% necessary. Every cloud provider has different pricing models, and a service that's cheap on AWS might be twice as expensive on Azure. This is why tools like FinOps, AWS Cost Explorer, and Azure Cost Management exist. They help you track your spending in real time. And performance monitoring is just as critical. Multi-cloud means more moving parts, which means more places where things can break. Solutions like Datadog, New Relic, and native cloud monitoring tools help keep you ahead of issues before they impact your users. Look, we all know technology moves fast, and cloud is no exception. The multi-cloud strategy you develop today will not be the multi-cloud strategy you use in 5 years. That's why you need to build for flexibility. You need to make sure that you're staying on top of new services because cloud providers are launching game-changing features all the time. You need to keep up with your security policies as well. Threats evolve, and so should your defenses. Finally, some regular reviews of your cost and performance are critical. Those small inefficiencies can add up fast in the cloud. Well, there you have it, the roadmap to building a scalable multi-cloud architecture. Whether you're trying to reduce risk, improve performance, or optimize costs, a well-planned multi-cloud approach puts you in control instead of leaving you at the mercy of a single provider. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with any questions. I of course try my best to answer anything I can. And if you're ready to take your cloud strategy to the next level, but you're not sure how, check out bluegrasscloud.com and I will personally help you come up with a solution. Let's build something great together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.